The 2014 Philippine 25 centimo coin is a part of the new generation currency NGC coin series, introduced by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas (BSP) to modernize the country's coinage system. While the 25 centimo denomination has existed since the Spanish colonial era, the 2014 version reflects a new chapter in the nation's numismatic history. It stands as a symbol of economic progress, enhanced security, and cultural heritage. The centimo traces its roots to the Spanish centimo, a subunit of the peso first introduced during colonial rule. After independence, the Philippine government continued using the peso centimo system. Over the years, various versions of the 25 centimo were released under different coin series. English Series 1958 featured the denomination and national identity in English. New Generation Currency Coin Series 2014, a sleek, modern coinage system with improved security features. In December 2014, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas released the first batch of the New Generation Currency coins. The 25 centimo was among the lowest denominations introduced under this series. The release marked a pivotal modernization of Philippine coinage, aiming to deter counterfeiting through advanced minting technology, replace old and bulky coins with lighter, simpler designs, standardized coin sizes and weights for easier handling and vending machine compatibility. The face of the coin prominently features the denomination 25 centimo and the year of minting. 2014, the new BSP logo, adopted in 2010, which symbolizes monetary stability and the central bank's independence. Republica ng Pilipinas. It features an indigenous Philippine plant, Catmandillania philippinensis, a flowering plant native to the country and used for food and medicine. Symbolism emphasizes the importance of natural resources and environmental heritage. Metal composition, nickel-plated steel. The NGC coin series was designed with minimalist yet symbolic aesthetics. Each coin in the series features a local flora or fauna to celebrate Philippine biodiversity, a modern BSP logo representing transparency and accountability, standardized appearance to avoid confusion in daily use. The Catman fruit on the 25 centimo represents strength, resilience, and local pride characteristics, deeply embedded in the Filipino identity. While the 25 centimo is among the lowest valued denominations, it still plays a functional role in pricing items to the exact amount, especially in sari-sari stores, paying utility bills with centavo rounding systems, transit systems, and fare machines in some rural areas. However, inflation and declining purchasing power have limited its daily use in urban centers, making it less circulated than higher denominations. Though not rare, the 2014 25 centimo is collected by numismatists who wish to complete the full 2014 NGC coin set. Track modern Philippine coinage evolution. Study the symbolic botanical elements in the designs. The coin's value in the collector's market.
The 25 centimo denomination has existed in Philippine coinage since the Spanish era. During the American occupation, 25 centavos were struck in silver. After independence in 1946, the Philippines adopted the peso centimo system, and 25 centimo coins became a regular part of coin circulation. By the 2000s, this coin had transformed in both design and purpose, primarily serving as a small value coin for local transactions. In 1995, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas BSP launched the improved Flora and Fauna series, modernizing earlier designs from the 1980s. Philipinensis. Was chosen not only for its beauty, but also for its endemic nature. It grows naturally only in the Philippines. The coin is made from brass-plated steel, a low-cost and durable material. By the 2000s, global metal prices and minting costs forced many countries, including the Philippines, to adopt cheaper and lighter alloys. These coins are not as durable as older ones, but they are cost-effective for mass production in a developing economy. In 2009, the Philippine economy was recovering from the global financial crisis. The BSP maintained a stable monetary policy to control inflation and promote growth. Though small in value, the 25 centimo coin remained vital in daily retail transactions, especially in wet markets, jeepney fairs, and sari-sari stores. Coins like the 25 centimo were minted at the BSP Security Plant Complex in Quezon City. Though no exact mintage figure was publicly released for 2009, the coins were issued in large quantities for circulation. However, many were lost, discarded, or melted down over the years, reducing their presence today. 2017 to 2018. The BSP introduced the new generation currency coin series, which excluded the 25 centimo coin from regular public use due to its diminished purchasing power. This marked the end of circulation for the 2009 25 centimo, making it part of Philippine numismatic history even during 2009 to 2013. Public sentiment began to shift. Many Filipinos regarded coins below 1 Cuban peso as a nuisance, often refusing to accept them or throwing them away. This socio-economic behavior led to reduced visibility of low-denomination coins. Today, the 2009 25 centimo coin is a low-value collectible, but well-preserved coins in brilliant uncirculated BU condition or mint rolls are sought by local collectors trying to complete BSP series collections.it is especially interesting to educators, numismatists, and nature lovers. Due to its depiction of Philippine flora, the BSP's decision to include plants like the catmon was deliberate. It aimed to integrate economic instruments with cultural and environmental education. Every coin served not just as a means of transaction, but also as a reminder of the country's unique natural resources. For schoolchildren and younger Filipinos, coins like the 2009 25 centimo were often used in educational kits and classroom discussions. They helped promote awareness of native species, which are often overshadowed. The 2009 Philippine 25 centimo coin is part of the Flora and Fauna series of Philippine coinage that was first launched by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, BSP, in the 1990s. This specific coin continued the BSP's effort to modernize and localize the national currency with new designs that showcase the Republica in Pilipinas Republic of the Philippines year 2009. National symbol the stylized Philippine flag sun and 3 stars, reflecting patriotism and the legacy of the First Philippine Republic. Depicts the catmon flower Delinia philippinensis, a native flowering tree of the Philippines. The flower symbolizes Philippine flora and was chosen to promote awareness of native species. Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas logo at the bottom. Continuation of flora and fauna theme. The 2009 25 centimo coin was among the final issues before the full shift to the new generation currency NGC coin series in 2018. It kept the tradition of featuring native flora, reminding Filipinos of their rich biodiversity. The catmon flower, featured on the reverse side, is endemic to the Philippines. By highlighting such species, the coin educates citizens and collectors alike about local natural treasures, monetary use and circulation. Although 25 centimo had limited purchasing power in 2009, it remained in circulation especially for making exact change in traditional markets, jeepney fares, and small transactions. BSP's symbolic messaging. The inclusion of the BSP logo alongside the flower symbolizes economic growth and monetary stability, rooted in natural and cultural identity. Not considered rare, but becoming harder to find in daily circulation, as newer coins have replaced it, collected by numismatists, especially those focusing on complete Flora and Fauna series sets, some uncirculated or proof condition. Coins from 2009 may fetch a small premium 100 or more depending on condition. And seller.by 2018. The new generation currency coin series phased out this version of the 25 centimo. The newer coins are nickel-plated steel and have a cleaner, minimalist design, removing plant and animal imagery in favor of simpler nationalistic symbols. The 2009 Philippine 25 centimo coin is a beautiful blend of national identity, ecological awareness, and economic function. With its depiction of the catmon flower, It served as both currency and educational piece. Though no longer in wide circulation, it remains a valuable cultural artifact from the final decade of the flora and fauna coin era. The 25 centimo denomination has existed in Philippine coinage since the Spanish era. During the American occupation, 25 centavos were struck in silver. After independence in 1946, the Philippines adopted the peso centimo system, and 25 centimo coins became a regular part of coin circulation. By the 2000s, this coin had transformed in both design and purpose, primarily serving as a small value coin for local transactions. In 1995, the Banco Central in Philippines (BSP) launched the improved Flora and Fauna series, modernizing earlier designs from the 1980s. Philipinensis. Was chosen not only for its beauty, but also for its endemic nature. It grows naturally only in the Philippines. The coin is made from brass-plated steel, a low-cost and durable material. By the 2000s, global metal prices and minting costs forced many countries, including the Philippines, to adopt cheaper and lighter alloys. These coins are not as durable as older ones, but they are cost-effective for mass production in a developing economy. In 2009, the Philippine economy was recovering from the global financial crisis. The BSP maintained a stable monetary policy to control inflation and promote growth. Though small in value, the 25 centimo coin remained vital in daily retail transactions, especially in wet markets, jeepney fairs, and sari-sari stores. Coins like the 25 centimo were minted at the BSP Security Plant Complex in Quezon City. Though no exact mintage figure was publicly released for 2009, the coins were issued in large quantities for circulation. However, many were lost, discarded, or melted down over the years, reducing their presence today. 2017 to 2018, the BSP introduced the new generation currency coin series, which excluded the 25 centimo coin from regular public use due to its diminished purchasing power. This marked the end of circulation for the 2009 25 centimo, making it part of Philippine numismatic history. Even during 2009 to 2013, public sentiment began to shift. Many Filipinos regarded coins below 1 Cuban peso as a nuisance, often refusing to accept them or throwing them away. This socio-economic behavior led to reduced visibility of low-denomination coins. Today, the 2009 25 centimo coin is a low-value collectible, but well-preserved coins in brilliant uncirculated BU condition or mint rolls are sought by local collectors trying to complete BSP series collections. It is especially interesting to educators, numismatists, and nature lovers, due to its depiction of Philippine flora. The BSP's decision to include plants like the catmon was deliberate. It aimed to integrate economic instruments with cultural and environmental education. Every coin served not just as a means of transaction, but also as a reminder of the country's unique natural resources. For schoolchildren and younger Filipinos, coins like the 2009 25 centimo were often used in educational kits and classroom discussions. They helped promote awareness of native species, which are often overshadowed.
Year 2015, modern stylized representation of catman, a native Philippine flower Dillenia philipinensis. The catman is known for its unique, bell-shaped flowers and medicinal properties. It symbolizes Philippine biodiversity and heritage. The reverse side includes the official logo of the Banco Central ng Pilipinas. The logo is surrounded by the Banco Central ng Pilipinas clean, minimalistic background to prevent counterfeiting. This design approach was chosen to increase coin recognizability, reduce costs, and enhance durability. The 2015 25 centimo was designed primarily for small transactions, especially in rural markets and public transport, where low-denomination coins remain in daily use. Though small in face value, it plays a significant role in commerce. This denomination is essential for exact change and pricing strategies in stores, jeepneys, tricycles, and sari-sari shops. This coin marks the revival and modernization of Philippine coinage. It reflects a push for cleaner designs and stronger materials, improved coin sorting and ATM compatibility, greater anti-counterfeit measures. The NGC series, including the 25 centimo, was also meant to phase out the older, bronze-colored coins, which were frequently hoarded or lost due to low face value and unfamiliarity among the youth. While the 2015 25 centimo is not rare, it holds numismatic value for the following reasons. First-year issue of a newly redesigned series. Uncirculated or proof versions can be sought by collectors. Mint errors, for example, off-center strikes. Double dies may be worth significantly more. Collectors often value these coins when they're in brilliant uncirculated boot condition. Found in mint sets. Part of a full NGC coin collection. In circulated condition. The 25 centimo 2015 usually retains its face value. However, collector demand and rarity of mint condition coins can drive up prices. Some online marketplaces list select 25 centimo coins at higher prices, often based on condition and scarcity. In local regions, the BSP used the NGC series, including this coin, to promote national identity, flora and fauna awareness, financial literacy. Many school programs use these coins to teach children about currency, mathematics, and Philippine culture. The 2015 Philippine 25 centimo coin is more than just pocket change. It's a modernized piece of national history. It marks a transitional moment in the country's economic tools, reflecting both tradition and innovation. While modest in size and value, this coin plays a major role in everyday commerce, national symbolism, and the evolving landscape of Philippine numismatics. The term centimo is derived from the Spanish word centimo, meaning cent or hundredth. As a former colony of Spain, the Philippines inherited the centavo system during Spanish rule in the 1800s. After independence and the creation of the modern Philippine peso, the centimo remained the official fractional currency, with 100 centimo equaling 1 peso. Before 2015, the most common 25 centimo coin in circulation was from the BSP series 1995-2017. That coin had a golden color, made of brass or brass-bladed steel. It featured Juan Luna, the famous Filipino painter and hero. Inflation making low-value coins feel unimportant. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas BSP began developing a new, more secure, and modern coin series. In 2014, the BSP approved the new generation currency NGC coin series to replace industry and economy. Including it on every NGC coin was BSP's effort to strengthen institutional identity. The coin was minted in large quantities to meet public demand. However, due to inflation, people often ignore 25 centimo coins, leave them in jars, boxes, or throw them away, rarely use them for daily spending. This caused the 25 centimo to become a forgotten coin, despite being actively produced, although not rare. The 2015 25 centimo coin is becoming interesting to collectors because it was the first year of the new design. Early NGC coins are now being hoarded. Error coins like off-center strikes, double dies fetch Philippine peso 200 to Philippine peso 1,000 plus in the collector market. Coins in uncirculated condition or mint sets may increase in value over time. The 1972 appears at the bottom. The reverse shows the coat of arms of the Philippines, with the sun, stars, and symbols of Spain, the U.S., and the Philippines. Below the seal is the denomination, 10 centimo. The 10 centimo coin from 1972 was made of aluminum. It is lightweight, small, and non-magnetic. 1972 was a historic and controversial year in Philippine history. President Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law on September 21, 1972, just months after this coin was released. The declaration marked a shift to authoritarian rule, and the economic and political changes of this era affected all aspects of Filipino life, including the minting and circulation of currency. The coins from this year, including the 10 centimo, were silently witness to a turning point in Philippine democracy. Coins like these circulated during a time of curfews, censorship, and civil unrest, but also during infrastructure building and urban development. Pushed by the Marcos regime, the 1972 10 centimo coin is part of the government's nationalistic movement that aimed to promote the use of the Filipino language. Prior coins bore English inscriptions like Central Bank of the Philippines, but the Filipino series replaced these with Filipino terms like Republica ng Pilipinas and Banco Central ng Pilipinas, Apolinario Mabini 1864–1903, who appears on the coin, was one of the greatest intellectuals of the Philippine Revolution. Despite being paralyzed from polio, he served as the first Prime Minister and Secretary of Foreign Affairs in the First Philippine Republic. His inclusion on the 10 centimo coin reflects the country's respect for his ideas, independence, and integrity values. The Marcos government tried to align itself within the early years, even as political suppression grew. In the 1970s, the 10 centimo coin still had purchasing power. It could buy small candies, matchsticks, or be used to complete small transactions in commonly used until the late 1980s, when newer coin series began to phase it out. By the early 1990s, the 10 centimo coin had very little real-world value due to inflation. It became more of a collector's item, especially for those interested in martial law era memorabilia. While it is not rare, the 1970 to 10 centimo, the 197 to 10 centimo was part of the Filipino coinage series, the first official coin series to use Filipino national language instead of English. This was a strong symbol of post-colonial identity, coming decades after the country gained independence from the United States in 1946. The coin was minted under the Central Bank of the Philippines, established in 1949. During this period, the bank undertook reforms to stabilize the currency and localize coin production, which had previously been outsourced abroad. Choosing Apolinario Mabini, a hero known for honesty, sacrifice, and wisdom, was not accidental. His image served as a moral symbol in a time when national politics was becoming increasingly authoritarian. The government used his image to legitimize its power and remind citizens of patriotic duty. When President Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law in September 1972, the state gained full control over the economy. One aspect of this was tighter regulation of currency flow, coin production, and banking. Coins minted in 1972, including the 10 centimo, were part of a monetary system under centralized authority. The 10 centimo coin was made of aluminum, a cost-effective metal that the government chose during times of rising metal prices and limited coin budgets. Aluminum was also easy to mint in large numbers, though it lacked durability and quickly lost its shine in circulation. In 1972, 10 centimo coins were still widely used in rural towns and local wet markets. They were often used to practices. Most of the 1972 10 centimo coins were minted by the Royal Mint in the United Kingdom, as the Philippines had yet to fully develop its in-country minting capabilities. It wasn't until later years that the security plant complex in Quezon City would handle all minting locally. Public school teachers during the 1970s used actual coins, including the 10 centimo, to teach arithmetic and Filipino history. This helped children recognize national heroes like Mabini and understand currency value. By the mid-1970s, the government introduced a new set called the Angi Bagong Lipunan series, which reflected the propaganda of the Marcos regime. The 10 centimo coin of 1972 was among the last to carry only traditional national symbols before propaganda-influenced currency design began. Unlike some coins with mint marks or error types, the 1970 to 10 centimo has no variety, making it common. However, mint errors like by the late 1970s and early 1980s, high inflation had eroded the value of low-denomination coins. What could be bought with 10 centimos in 1972 would need 25 to 50 centimos just 5 years later. The 10 centimo slowly lost relevance in the 2013 Philippine 10 centimo coin is part of the new generation currency NGC coin series, which was released by the Banco Central ng Pilipinas (BSP) to modernize the country's coinage system. Let's explore its real historical significance in depth. 2010, the BSP introduced the new generation currency banknotes, followed by coins a few years later. By 2013, coins including the 10 centimo were being redesigned with more secure, durable, and modern features. This was a response to the increasing need to combat counterfeiting and to refresh the physical design to reflect national values. Although part of the NGC coinage plan, the 10 centimo coin released in 2013 retained the older design from the BSP coin series introduced in 1995. This means the 2013 10 centimo coin did not yet bear the NGC designs, which were introduced later in 2018. Still, the 2013 minting represents a continuation of the pre-NGC series that remained in circulation. Features the face value 10 centimo along with the year of minting 2013 and the text, Republica ng Pilipinas, displays the image of Apolinario Mabini, a Filipino revolutionary hero known as the brains of the revolution. The reverse side honors Apolinario Mabini, a paralyzed intellectual who played a crucial advisory role during the Philippine Revolution against Spain and in the First Philippine Republic. His inclusion on a low-denomination coin is symbolic. It reflects the power of intellect and principle over physical might. The 10 centimo coin served a critical purpose in providing exact change in daily transactions, supporting low-value pricing schemes in public markets. Though its purchasing power was limited by 2013, it remained a legally accepted and essential coin for small-scale vendors, jeepney drivers, and rural communities. The shift from brass to copper-plated steel was a cost-saving move. Copper-plated steel is cheaper and more abundant, making it economically viable. This change also allowed the BSP to produce large quantities while keeping expenses low. 2013, the Philippine economy was experiencing growth, but inflation had slightly diminished the practical use of small denomination coins. However, BSP's effort to maintain low-value coins like the 10 centimo was crucial in fighting price rounding errors and ensuring accuracy in consumer transactions. The 2013 10 centimo is not considered rare, but some collectors value it based on, over time, the usage of the 10 centimo has declined in urban areas due to low purchasing power and inflation. However, it still circulates in rural provinces and is occasionally used in public transportation, fare computations, or sari-sari stores. The 2013 coin is part of the last years of the older BSP coin series. In 2018, the BSP launched the full new generation currency coin series, and the 10 centimo coin was redesigned with a more minimalistic look, a stylized. This transition marked the 2013 coin as part of a transitional era in Philippine numismatics.